Austrian flag. Richard the Lionheart sees red, tears the banner down and throws it in the dirt instead.
You think you're equal to a king? Richard's pride won't allow such things.
Leopold's face burns with shame and rage, but bides his time, plans revenge for another day. Pride comes before the fall, they say. Richard sails home the dangerous way. Shipwrecked near Aquileia's shore, disguised as merchant, cannot run anymore. The Austrian standard remembers well. Leopold's waiting, revenge to tell. December 20th, near Vienna's gate, the Lionheart meets his bitter fate. Captured, chained in Dürnstein's tower, pride has cost him all his power. The Crusaders vow and safe passage home, but Leopold cares not for roads once own. Richard sits in darkness, cold and deep, while Eleanor scrambles gold to reap.
Handed to Emperor Henry's grip, 150,000 marks to free this trip. 2 times England's yearly worth.
The ransom bleeds the kingdom's earth. Pope Celestine excommunicates the Duke for imprisoning the Crusader king. But Leopold just counts his silver weight while Richard rots and waits and waits. The Austrian standard remembers well. Leopold's waiting, revenge to tell. December 20th, near Vienna's gate, the Lionheart meets his bitter fate. Captured, chained in Dürnstein's tower, pride has cost him all his power.
14 months in darkness. 1 insult. 1 flag. 1 moment of pride. 2 years of chains.
The legend says that Blondel came, singing songs beneath the castle's frame, until Richard answered from above, a troubadour's faithful, loyal love. But truth is colder, harder still, just silver politics and will. Eleanor drains England to the bone to bring her prideful lion home. The Austrian standard remembers well. Leopold's waiting, revenge to tell. December 20th, near Vienna's gate, the Lionheart meets his bitter fate. Released at last, but kingdom bled. Pride and insults heavy cost his February 4th, 1194. Richard freed at last. Philip sends the warning to Prince John. Look to yourself. The devil is loose. captivity. John receives the letter from King Philip's hand. Your brother's captured, now's your chance to seize the land. John crosses secretly to Normandy at night, makes a deal with Philip for his birthright, wins the castle occupied by John's men, while his mother races time again and again. 70 years old, but I won't rest. Every church stripped of gold and silver blessed. 1/4 of all property, every coin to bring my lion home. My strength won't break or bend. The devil waits in chains across the sea, but I will move the earth to set him free. My youngest son betrays while my eldest rots. A mother's will against these twisted plots. 150,000 marks of pain, but I will bring the Lionheart home again. Philip and John offer Henry the same, to keep Richard locked and never freed again. But Eleanor arrives with silver, hard and cold. The ransom paid, her son is finally sold. Early February, word arrives at last. Richard will be freed, the treaty's passed. Philip writes in panic to his co-conspirator, look to yourself, the devil is loose. John flees across the channel to French court. Everything he schemed for comes to naught. March 20th, Richard lands on English shore. His brother and his kingdom, his once more. The devil's loose from chains across the sea. His mother's iron will has set him free. The youngest son who plotted now must hide. The Lionheart returns with righteous pride. 150,000 marks were paid, but England bled to bring him back from grave. The kingdom bled. The church is stripped. A brother's betrayal. A mother's strength. 14 months of hell for one man's pride. Winchester Cathedral, second crown. Richard stands and looks around. Where is my brother? Bring him here. I fought for kingdoms far from here. I will not lose my family to this war. John, you're forgiven, you're my heir once more. Eleanor watches both her sons, the prodigal and the wayward one. A mother's heart torn between the two, but family never returned to England's shore. Died in France, 1199. John inherited after all, and proved to be the worst king England saw. The devil was loose, but not the one they feared.
September 14th, 1307. Sealed orders sent to every corner of heaven. King Philip's agents ride through the night. No one suspects what comes at first light. The Templars built his treasury in gold. 200 years of power they hold, but Philip's debt is crushing his
Just beneath Paris, run deep and cold, 700 Templars bought and sold. The rack stretches bodies, limb from limb, feet held to flames until the light grows dim.
Shock them away, confesses to the lies. Tells his brothers not to die, to survive. But shame is deeper than any wreck. 1309, he takes it back.
Just confess and make the suffering end. Just admit you worship devil's friend.
Just sign your name, and all the pain will stop. Broken,
One by one they fall.
confess the lies. They never did at all. Broken, the grand master yields under torture. Truth means nothing here. Just make the agony disappear. Templars recant their words, standing before the flames. They're finally heard. We like to stop the torture and the pain. May 10, 13, 10. They burn in flames.
One by one they fall.
Confess the lies. They never did at all. Broken, the grand master yields under torture. Truth means nothing here. Just makes the agony disappear. Stretch the body, burn the face, break the will.
The Inquisition always wins. What is truth when pain erases thought? What is honor when your spirit's bought?
They were innocent of every charge, but torture makes you confess to anything. Broken, one by one they fall. March 18, 13, 14, 7 years since he was seized. Shies of Malay, 17 years of age, dragged to the island for the final stage. The buyer built a bird deliberately slow. They wanna hear him scream below, but the Grandmaster stands with head held high. Not for heresy will this old warrior die. They broke him once with rack and flame, forced his confession, brought him shame. But today before the watching crowd, he speaks the truth, he speaks it loud. I recant every lie I spoke. The Templars are innocent of every oath. We never worship devils in the night. We serve the cross with all our might. Philip, Clement, hear me now. God will judge your broken vows. The crowd goes silent. Philip's raging knife, no mercy now. They light the fire tonight. Immolate faces, Notre Dame in prayer. Hands bound together in the smoke. The flame rise slow. The agony begins, but louder than the fire. His voice rings, not screaming pain, but calling down the judgment of a higher crowd. I recant every lie I spoke. The Templars are innocent of every oath. We never worship devils in the night. We serve the cross with all our might. Philip, Clement, hear me now. God will judge your broken vows. Philip the Philip the Fifth, I summon you before God's throne. Within 1 year, answer for this. Within a year and 1 day's time, you'll stand before the judge divine. The Templar blood upon your hands will stain your souls in every land. I die innocent, I die betrayed, but heaven sings and hell awaits. I recant every lie I spoke. The Templars are innocent of every oath. We never worship devils in the night. We serve the cross with all our might. Philip, Clement, your time will come. The curse is spoken. The curse is done. The flames consume the last Grandmaster. 200 years of glory turn to ash. But the curse lingers in the smoke. April 20th, Clement dies. November 29th, Philip falls. Within a year, both answered. to a higher The smoke still hangs above the scene. Timole's words echo again and again. Pope Clement sits in heaven on throne, but death is coming for his bones. April 20th, 33 days have passed. The Pope falls ill, his breath comes fast. The curse is speaking through his dying pain. Timole's voice calls out his name. He stole the Templar's sacred trust. Bent to Philip's will unjust. Now the judgment has arrived. Clement dies and cannot hide. The curse fulfilled. Heaven's judgment falls. The curse fulfilled. Death walks through palace halls. One by one they answer for the cross. The Grand Master spoke from beyond time. Justice comes, though the orders come. The curse fulfilled. It echoes on. November 29th, Philip rides the hunt. 7 months since Clement faced his judgment. The king of France, the architect of lies. A stroke cut him down, no time for goodbyes. Within a year, both men are dead, just as Timole from the flames had said. But the curse goes deeper, cuts the line. All 3 sons die before their time. Louis the Tenth poisoned in his prime. Philip the Fifth, death came from behind. Charles the Fourth, no male heir to claim. A Capetian dynasty ends in shame. The curse fulfilled. Heaven's judgment falls. The curse fulfilled. Death walks through palace halls. One by one they answer for the cross. The Grand Master spoke from beyond time. Justice comes, though the orders come. The curse fulfilled. It echoes on. Clement dead, Philip dead, Louis dead, Philip dead, Charles dead. 300 years of royal blood erased. But what is justice when the innocent still burn? When 200 years of honor cannot return? The Templars scattered, hunted underground. Their sacred order burned down to the ground. The curse came through, the guilty pay. But the warrior monks still rest in unmarked graves. Timole's revenge is golden, although still the order's gone. serene sky. Say that she's right with one good hand that's left. I'm cradle-turning boy from Lepanto.
Writes the England that lives in candlelight, not the blood and plague and brutal truth, but tournaments and valor's proof.
Wilfred of Ivanhoe returns from war, a disinherited knight, noble and pure.
Rebecca the Jewess with healing hair,
Saxon versus Norman across the land.
The Templars are villains in black and white, Robin Hood defends a common man's right.
Prince John schemes while Richard's away. This is the legend that we remember today. Ivanhoe,
the legend born from history's bones.
Ivanhoe,
the England we've always known.
nice and shiny armor, ladies fair.
The romance got painted in the air.
Not the brutal truth of crusade and crown, but the legend that never lets us down.
Ashby tournament, the lances break. The Black Knight rides for honor's sake. Rebecca accused of sorcery and tried. Ivanhoe arrives to save her life.
Cedric the Saxon, proud and stern, waiting for his return.
Archibald Fintor, Keelstone's hold.
These are the stories that Scott told.
The real Richard died in petty siege.
The real Templars were
in evil's league. The real Middle Ages, dark and grim.
but Scott gave us the world we're living in. Ivanhoe,
The legend born from history's bones. The England we've always known.
that's a shining armor, lady fair.
The romance got painted in the air.
Not the brutal truth of crusade and crown, but the legend that never lets us down. Every Hollywood crusade movie made, every Robin Hood adventure played, every vision of chivalry and grace comes from Scott's romantic embrace. What we find the truth across they saw,
The massacres, betrayals, all the wrong.
Jerusalem drowning in the blood, but still the legends calls to us. Both can live the truth and tell the we've told. From Alexio's plead to Scyld's gold. From knights to empire's fall. From landed Bordeaux history's call. The Crusades were blood and greed and pain. But in the stories, chivalry remains.
Ivanhoe, the England of our dreams.
Sometimes legends matter more than what truth means.
In Ashby's aftermath, I find him bleeding. Isaac's daughter with the healer's hands. My father warns me Christians bring only trouble, but I cannot watch nobility die in distant lands. Night after night, his fever finally breaks. He speaks of Rowena in his fevered dreams. I stitch his wounds with thread that shakes, and wonder what this quiet aching means. I know the chasm carved by faith and blood. I know the walls that keep our worlds apart. But in this room, the outside fades to mud, and something grows I dare not name inside my heart. I tend the night, the tournament hollow. I measure every healing breath he takes. Isaac's daughter marked by a name they fear. Each day of recovery means one less day he's here. Just a few more nights before he's strong. Just a few more days before he's gone. He watches me with gratitude and something more. A question forming that he'll never speak. We talk of medicine and ancient lore. Safe ground when the silence grows too deep. His strength returns. I measure every gain. Each day he needs me less than the day before. Soon he'll ride for Rowena's halls again, and I'll return to healing strangers at the door. He doesn't see the way my hands still shake when changing bandages that no longer bleed. He doesn't know this impossible ache that grows each time he says he's ready to leave. I tend the night, the tournament hollow. I count the healing breaths I shouldn't count. The outsider they won't claim, always apart. Each sign of strength, another wound across my heart. Just one more day before he rides away. Just one more night before the break of day. He stands before me. strong and whole again. Thanks Isaac's daughter with a noble's grace. He almost says something, pauses, then looks away from what he saw inside my face. I healed the night, the tournament brought low. I gave him life, knowing he would go. Rebecca, daughter of Isaac, dignified and apart. I saved his life, he doesn't know my heart. Tomorrow he rides back to his world of light. Tonight I let myself grieve one last night. Someday perhaps he'll think of me, the Jewess who gave him back his life. But memory fades and duty calls, and I am just a footnote in his tale. Isaac's daughter, the healer, always the outsider. What he cannot take by force. He speaks of love, but I can see obsession. He speaks of honor, but I hear a darker curse. I refuse him and I watch his face transform from noble knight to something wounded, cruel. The Jewess thinks herself too pure, he warns. We'll see how pure she is when standing trial. Sorcery, this gift of healing hands. He calls it witchcraft that I saved a Christian life. The accusation spreads across the lands. Isaac's daughter, will you burn or find a night? They build a pyre while I search for a champion. The stake, the rope, the crowd demands my blood. Condemned by the obsessed, accused by holy men. No knight will die for a Jew beneath their God. They'll burn the healer for the crime of refusing a Templar's stolen bride. My father weeps and begs, but no one answers. These Christian knights won't die for Isaac's daughter. The fire built the wood, stacked high for slaughter. The Templar steps forward as God's champion after. Then through the crowd a figure barely standing. Ivanhoe still weak from wounds not fully healed. He takes the lens with hands that shake from landing. I will defend Rebecca on this field. Let's make friends. Steel on steel. The Templar falls. I'm free, but at what cost? Victory tastes like ash. Winchester Cathedral, days after the trial. Ivanhoe takes Rowena as his bride. He saved my life, but in his eyes I see denial of what we both knew passed between us, then died. He chose the world that he was born to claim. Saxon and Christian duty and his name. While I'm the
anywhere but here. I carry this wound that